See if I can record. No.
Getting Started on a Persuasive Essay by the Italian Stallions.
Preparations to getting started. The topic you pick should be something that you have knowledge on or have experienced in the past. For example, it would be difficult to write a good persuasive essay if you know little to no knowledge on the topic. But if you do pick a topic that you don't know much about, then you may need to do some further research on the topic and be more specific about the topic. Don't do a broad statement. For example, you can write about the tax rates in New York State rather than the tax rates in the whole nation. The topic should be something you feel strongly about, but you should be able to see it from both sides. You should feel strongly about the topic so you will be able to write a convincing statement. However, try to avoid topics that you can't support on both sides because you may not be able to represent the opposing side fairly, which makes the essay biased.
The do's and don'ts of starting a persuasive essay. So we know that many people struggle on how to approach or begin an essay. So the following writing below demonstrates what to do and what not to do when writing an essay. What you want to do is you want to engage the reader and the listener right off the bat. So anything that's a quick hook or just a good style of writing that will get the reader or the listener to respect your paper and say, hey, he or she knows what they're doing. You want to explain the topic in depth. That obviously comes from good research. The more research that you do, the better your topic's going to sound because the more information you're going to know about. You want to establish a point of view. Obviously, what side you're arguing for is pretty much the most important thing. Nobody wants a paper that somebody doesn't know what side they're arguing for because it ruins the whole paper. You want to write a strong thesis that keeps the reader interested, but don't give the paper right away. Your thesis is towards the ends of your introduction. You want something strong that's going to keep the reader listening and what they're arguing for, but don't give it right away because if you do, then it'll make the paper boring. The don'ts. You don't want to pack the whole entire paper into the introduction. It ruins the suspense. So if you have a 4-page paper and you're packing a page and a half only into the intro, whoever's looking at your paper or reading it will not want to read it because they feel like they already know enough about your paper in the first couple sentences. Don't be generic with your information. If you're for, like for an example, if you're for renewable energy source, you don't want to use gas or oil. Don't just say it's bad for the environment. That's a duh statement. Everybody knows that. You want to say like randomly for a statistic in say 2019, 62 million tons of gas were used for automotive cars. That pulls the reader in. Don't discount the opposing views. You can mention it in passing. It's okay to mention the opposing side. Just don't mention it too much because then the reader thinks that you could support it. And don't purely base your essay off opinions. Obviously, you want to stick to facts as opposed to feelings.
In order to compose a well-written essay, you must have a thesis. A thesis is a claim made by the writer and the main idea being proven throughout the essay. When seeking details to support the thesis, the writer must keep in mind where the thesis was derived from. If the thesis is obtained from personal experiences and observations, it is important that the writer consults others for opinions and even addresses the opposing point of view. When using facts and opinions from other sources, the use of scientific data will help provide a strong argument to persuade readers. If the thesis is non-personal and addressing a controversial subject, the use of a wide variety of sources is crucial to prove your point.
I mean, let's face it, we all love a great argument and we all have opinions. The only thing that you need to do is to get the structure right. And once you have your structure right and you've got your counter arguments and you support your argument, you have absolutely nothing to fear because it's all going to come out to be a perfect argumentative essay.
So why this information is useful to you. So number one, it will help you with college application letters. When there's like hundreds, thousands of people applying to a college, you want yours to stand out and you want to persuade that college why you should be the person to go to that college. Two, it can help you become a better debater and public speaker. If you're running for a government position, then you want to try to persuade the people that are undecided, that don't know who they're going to vote for yet, why you're a better candidate than the other person. 3, it can help you with job interviews. When there's like 50 other people applying for the same job, they all filled out the same online application. When you go in for your interview, you want to persuade the employer why you would be better than those 50 other people. And then 4, it can help you when you're trying to buy something, a house, a car. You can get the best price on the thing that you are trying to buy.